I work at a pub in York, England. The building's from 1541. We have a plaque. We have records. We have architectural surveys. An American couple walked in, looked around, and the husband said, "Nice medieval theme you've got here." I told him it wasn't a theme. He laughed. Come on. Buildings don't last 500 years. That's longer than America. Exactly. So it's impossible. I showed him the plaque. He read it, frowned, and said, "That's the year it was remodeled, right? The original building is probably from the 90s. Explained that 1541 was when it was built." He asked what renovation techniques we used to make it look authentic. I said none. It's original timber framing. He didn't believe would last that long. I explained English oak, proper maintenance, historical preservation. He said in America, wood houses last maybe 100 years before they're condemned. You're telling me this is 5 times older and still serving beer? Yes. He inspected the beams, took photos, asked if we had permits for historical recreation. I said we're a listed building. What does that mean? Protected by law because of historical significance. He asked how much we paid for the theme. His wife ordered fish and chips. He left a review saying we had commitment to the aesthetic but were dishonest about the timeline. A woman at my Rome bed on breakfast asked if the building's foundation stones were made to look Roman. They are. Roman, 3rd century. She said Roman concrete doesn't last. I showed her research papers. She said, "Why would they make it look this old? It's not even aesthetic." At a Kyoto temple, a tourist asked when they rebuilt it to look vintage. Never. These wooden pillars are from 794. Yes, that's impossible. Wood rots. These conversations happen weekly. Here's what I've learned working with history. Americans refuse to believe exists. If this level of real-world insight is the kind of clarity you don't see on your feed often, understand that this is the standard I hold every video to. If you value depth over surface-level reactions, you'll want to subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. I give tours at the Colosseum. A man interrupted me during the dating explanation. "You said 80 AD? That's wrong. AD starts at year 1000. I explained the calendar. Anno Domini. Year of our Lord starts at Christ's estimated birth. Right, that's 1000 AD. No, Euro 1 AD. So this is from the year 80. That's 1,945 years ago. Yes, nothing survives that long. These are replicas, no authentic Roman construction. Most people stop at the surface. You're here because you actually want to understand how history really works. Subscribers get these kinds of context unlocks every week, the kind most people never even realize they're missing. Prove it. I showed him exposed original stonework, explained travertine limestone, volcanic rock, Roman engineering. He said, "Okay, but they rebuilt it to look like this." "When's the real one from?" I repeated, 80 AD original structure. Not rebuilt? The Roman Empire was what, 1,000 years ago? 2,000. That's older than America by like 7 times? Yes. Impossible. You'd need constant maintenance. Who's been maintaining it for 2,000 years? Various Italian governments, the Catholic Church, restoration teams. Someone's been working on this for 2,000 consecutive years. In various forms. That's a government program that lasted 2,000 years. America can't keep a program running for 20. Took a pamphlet. Left, wrote that we were misleading about restoration dates. I work at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. An American asked about a pottery shard labeled 800 BC. What does BC mean? Before Christ. Before Christ. Like ... before he was famous. Before he was born. So this is from before Jesus. How do you date that? Carbon dating. Stratigraphic context. Typological analysis. But how do you know? Scientific testing. Multiple verification methods. Sounds like guessing. I showed her a vase labeled 450 BC. She did math on her phone. This is 2,475 years old. Yes. A clay pot survived 2,475 years. My Tupperware cracks after 5. I explained ceramic preservation. Fired clay. Burial conditions. Careful excavation. She asked if we rebaked them to preserve them. No. So this exact pot is from 450 BC. This one I'm looking at. Yes. Shouldn't it be in a better museum? This seems too important for Greece. It's literally a Greek artifact. In Greece, at our national museum, but shouldn't it be in the British Museum where more people can see it? I guided her toward the exit. I work at Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. An American asked when Turkey took over the Greek building. I explained Byzantine history. Built 537 AD Constantinople. Later Ottoman Empire. Now Turkey? So Turkey stole a Greek church? The city was Constantinople. Then it became Istanbul. Different empire. But the building is Greek. The Byzantine Empire. That's Greece. Not exactly. It's literally called a Greek church in my guidebook. Orthodox Christian, Byzantine, Greek-speaking, yes, of Greece. I explained empire transitions. Conquest. Ottoman period. Turkish Republic. But it started as Greek, right? So why doesn't Greece get it back? Because it's in Turkey. Has been for 570 years. America gives stuff back when we find out it belongs somewhere else. Sometimes, after much debate, this is clearly Greek property in Turkey. It's Turkish property with Byzantine origins. That's theft. It's conquest. Different historical context. America would never. Your country is built on conquered land. He said that was different and left. I'm a tour guide at Neuschwanstein Castle. A woman asked when Germany built the replica. It's original. 1869. The original what? Original castle. No. When did they build this one? The one I'm looking at? 1869? This one? She laughed. Castles are from medieval times. This is way too nice. This is Romantic revival. 19th century. King Ludwig II? You're saying Germany had kings in the 1800s? Yes. Germany unified in 1871. America was already 100 years old. How did Germany still have kings? Different governmental systems. Many European countries had monarchies through the 19th century. That's so backward. America had democracy. America also had slavery in the 1800s. That's different. We evolved. Germany was still doing castles. This specific castle, built as a retreat, very expensive. Bankrupted the king? How is it still standing? It's only 150 years old, but looks ancient. It was built to look medieval. Romantic style. Modern construction techniques with historical aesthetic. So it is fake. No, it's genuinely from 1869. Just designed to evoke earlier periods. But that makes no sense. Why build an old castle with new techniques? Nostalgia. Romanticism. Fantasy. She asked if Disney copied this. I said Disney copied this. She said, so this is like the German Disneyland castle? Other way around. Disney copied Neuschwanstein. That's copyright infringement. The castle predates Disney by 80 years. Did they sue? No, they should. I work at St. Vitus Cathedral in Prague. An American asked if we got permits for the Gothic edition. It's all original construction. Started 1344? You've been building this for 681 years? Finished 1929. Long construction period. That's not possible. You can't have a 600-year construction project. What about budget overruns? Many kings died. Funding stopped. Wars interrupted. Hussite Wars. Habsburg period. You're seriously telling me people worked on this for 600 years and nobody said, maybe we should simplify the design? Gothic cathedrals often took centuries. That's the worst project management I've ever heard of. It's not a modern construction project. Different eras, different builders, different techniques across 6 centuries. In America, if a building takes more than 5 years, we investigate for corruption. Different contexts. Clearly, he took photos. Asked when the modern replica portions were added. I said it's all period appropriate. He said the Gothic spires looked too detailed to be medieval. They're 14th century originals. Impossible. Medieval people didn't have precision tools. They had chisels, stonemasons, centuries of training. It's like saying they had laser cutters. No, just skill. I'm a guide at Teotihuacan in Mexico. An American said, cool Aztec stuff. Built 100 BC to 250 AD? Before the Aztecs? I thought they were the main ones. Teotihuacan predates Aztec Empire by over 1,000 years. Different civilization. So who built this? We don't know. The civilization's name is lost. Teotihuacan is an Aztec name meaning birthplace of the gods. They found it abandoned. The Aztecs found a lost city. That's like us finding alien ruins. More like Americans finding Native American sites, which happened constantly. But we cataloged those. We know who built them. Sometimes, often we don't. This is different. This is huge. You're saying a massive civilization just vanished and nobody knows who they were? Correct. And it's from basically the year 1? 2,000 years ago? Yes. The pyramids here are as old as Roman stuff. Roughly contemporary. That makes no sense. I thought New World civilizations were younger. No. Complex societies developed independently. This is bigger than anything in the US from that time. What did we have in year 200? Various Native American cultures. Different architectural styles. Pueblos. Mounds. Not pyramids, though. Different expressions of complexity. This looks more Roman than American. Different civilization. Same era. He said it was interesting, but seemed disappointed it wasn't. Aztec. I think he only knew one Pre-Columbian culture. I work at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. A man looked at dynasty for artifacts. These are from 2500 BC? Yes, before Christ. Yes, that's 4,500 years ago, correct? Nothing lasts 4,500 years. These are recreations, original artifacts, excavated from tombs, preserved by desert conditions. The desert preserved 4,500-year-old wood and fabric. In sealed tombs, dry air, minimal decomposition. That's older than every building in America combined times like ... 20. Yes, Egyptian civilization predates America significantly. Okay, but the pyramids. Those are from when? Around 2,500 BC, same period. Someone convinced millions of people to stack rocks for decades before cranes existed. Organizational systems. Skilled labor, ramps, pulleys, thousands of workers. Why? Religious beliefs. Afterlife preparation, divine kingship. They did this without motors. Yes. Or electricity didn't exist. For their whole lives. Just moving rocks? Generational projects. Some workers spent entire careers. That's insane. America finished the Pentagon in 16 months during a war. It's a different scale. Different labor systems. Different technologies. But we did it faster with way more space. You had modern equipment. They had human labor and basic tools. So you're telling me ancient people with rocks and rope built something that lasted 4,500 years? But America builds highways that crack in 10? Roman roads still exist too. That's embarrassing for us. Different priorities. Different materials. Modern infrastructure serves different purposes. He looked at a sarcophagus. This person died before Jesus, before Rome, before anything I learned in history class. Probably. That's depressing. Why? Makes America feel really young. You are really young. He left quietly. I've worked in European and Middle Eastern tourism for years. Americans aren't stupid. But their history is young. They struggle to conceptualize age beyond a few centuries. When confronted with genuine antiquity, some double down on skepticism. Others experience genuine awe. A few get existential. Last week, someone asked if all the old stuff makes Europeans feel superior. I said we don't think about it. It's just our history. She said, must be nice having history. If history? Just different history. Younger. Yes. But yours. She seemed unconvinced. Next time, stories from Americans who do understand ancient history and weaponize that knowledge in bizarre ways.